Brodes Media.
No! Fuck no! What a bad series. I'm pissed. Yo, Trey! Secure the ball! Make a throw. Secure the ball. Set your feet. Make a throw. What was step one? Oh. Secure the ball. Hey, Weston. You're showing off your footwork out there. You look like a ballerina. You're practicing your dance moves. Here he is, twisting and turning, doing a whole little body turn. Oh, holy hell, the ball went over my head. Disgrace, especially knowing what the Brewers did to you Saturday night. This was a chance to stop the bleeding. Sunday afternoon, the way Ranger was going, and it wasn't the best offensive performance by any means, but you could win a game 2-1. You could win a game maybe 3-2, 3-1 in a quieter offensive performance, but sharp defensively. How fucking stupid does that sound right now? But maybe, just maybe, you can execute on the little things. You can have a spectacular pitching performance and win the game to get an answer you were looking for. Instead, and I can't even process this. They threw up profusely all over themselves Sunday afternoon. Can't lose that game. Can't lose it. They have an off day Monday. Maybe it's a good thing that they have to soak in it, bathe in it, feel it, wear it before this series starts with the Toronto Blue Jays on Tuesday. But without Bryce Harper, this team is a mess. And while, yes, losing a superstar, losing a threat, even if he's not necessarily the red hottest we've ever seen Bryce Harper, his presence matters to the aura of the squad. When you show up to the ballpark and Bryce Harper's in the lineup, the needle moves for everybody. Whether it's how it should be, whether it's how it shouldn't be that much, the truth is, it is. But somebody needs to step up outside of Kyle. Kyle's been there. Kyle's doing everything in his power as much as he can as a DH. Even had a little check swing that helped secure some momentum on the base paths. So he's doing it with the long ball. He's doing it with the check swing. I would really love Trey Turner, $300 million man number 2, to put the team on his back when Bryce is plumped. And this series hurts. Not only because of how bad Saturday was. And Saturday, I mean, you were down 12-0 in the fourth. 17-1 in the sixth. That was the worst game ever. It was actually so bad, I couldn't turn it off. Normally when it's that bad, I don't want to see you. I don't want to think about you. I don't want to consume you. I want to throw you away in the trash. But it was actually so laughable watching Reese hit 2 3-run jacks, 6 RBI. And I was told he wouldn't help this team. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Oh, my God. There's not even a doubt in my mind he would help this team if you could hypothetically get him at the deadline, but that's sort of a conversation for another day, and I did that show that I uploaded here on Brodes Media on WIP yesterday. Anyway, you can check that out. I was so intrigued by how bad it was going to get that my eyes were glued to the television. But it's not only about that. It's about how you lost, Bryce, against the Braves. And you know, somebody said this in my comments after I uploaded the Phillies split the doubleheader against the Atlanta Braves podcast. And I was happy that they at least won the series. Disappointed there was no response. Disappointed there was no pulse. Disappointed that nobody even had 1 foot over the railing to try and scream at Spencer Strider. The fact that organically nobody had that thought, nobody had that reaction, that's almost impossible. That's bad. The more and more I think about it, it gets worse. There's no way in hell you're not holding everybody back. But the comment stated, while you may have taken 2 out of 3, and let's not forget how close it was to going the other way if a Sean Murphy bomb didn't just go a hair foul. They got to your best pitcher in Zach Wheeler, and they took out your best player. Who really won? And they followed up that statement by Atlanta by getting the wheels and taking out Bryce with the flattest series of the season. Their offense sucks. How many groundouts happened Friday night? I lost count after 62. Just feeble groundouts over and over and over again. And by the way, who was pitching? A nobody. 2 nobodies. Tell me who Hall is. Someone tell me who Hall is. Tell me who Priester is. Be honest. You have no clue. Don't baseball reference him. Don't baseball savant these clowns. They're nobodies. And I had to listen to Fransky, and I had to listen to McCarthy talk about, oh, well, the amount of walks this guy has all year. Then how come we're not walking? He's walking everybody on planet Earth, yet the Phillies can't find a way to walk it because they're attacking early in the count, rolling it over. Just weak-ass contact after weak-ass contact after weak-ass contact. It's a joke. Their offense is non-existent without Bryce apparently outside of Kyle. It's terrible. I don't want to hear about the 9th inning either when they were down 17 to whatever. That's like the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The score was really 40-6. Whatever it was, 40-6, something like that. I don't even know what it ended with. That's how bad of a beatdown it was. That 9th inning, come on, man. Yeah, Weston Wilson pitched. How embarrassing. How pathetic. I'm watching Weston Wilson. But the strike zone when Wilson, I watched everything. I'm not lying to you. I watched every pitch to the point where I know the difference in the strike zone when Weston Wilson was on the bump compared to what the Brewers had to throw out there in the 9th. They actually had to earn it. If they had the same strike zone Weston Wilson got, that 9th inning would have never happened. That would have been non-existent too, just like all the other offensive innings. A joke. Man, talk about flatlining at the worst time. How come nobody can rise to the occasion? And speaking of flatlining, yeah, Rob, I'm sorry. You can't have Jesus Luzardo take that type of beating. You have to find the fine line, there's no doubt about it, of allowing someone like Zach Wheeler, let's say, when they don't have their best stuff, you don't just yank them as if they're, some scrub. You let them try and work out of it. And I completely agree with that. But you left in Luzardo way too long. Hit, gap, gapper, gap, hit, single, hit. Get him out of the game! And if you're worried about your bullpen being thin, sorry. Your bullpen being thin and having to eat it is significantly more important. Making that happen is significantly more important than Luzardo eating it. There's something to be said about protecting your top guns. His ERA jumps through the roof. Now his numbers look awful. You got to protect. He didn't have it. You had to get out way in front of that. I don't care if it's Tanner Banks, and you know how much I hate watching Tanner Banks. Think about how funny this is. On Friday night, they utilized Tanner Banks lefty-lefty with Christian Yelich, thinking that that was an advantage because the Taijuan Walker experience happened to be a dud again, and he took it to Mars. But I'm hearing from Dave and Rob how much they love Tanner Banks and how well he's pitched for them. He's the same guy that gets into the game when it's 15-1, 17-0. How much do you like the guy then? How much do you like him if you're throwing him in slop at the end? And maybe it goes back to what I was saying, which is when you're so desperate, when you're so thin, and when you don't have bodies, someone's going to have to eat it, and it may be someone that you don't want to necessarily put in that spot. But I mean, that's Tanner Banks' role. The role he had in that Saturday game, that's his real role. Everything else he's trying is terrible. Should have put Banks in way earlier than that. Ay, ay, ay. That's how they responded to the ass whooping. That's how they responded. With the $300 million man not being able to control a routine ground ball. You know, it's funny. I keep hearing, well, it was hit hard. Shut your mouth. Shut up. That's embarrassing. You're going to sit here, reflect on that moment, and say Trey Turner had a difficult ground ball to get. Stop it. You suck. You suck. If you think that that was harsh. Come on, man. This is Major League Baseball. That's a routine grounder to get out of this thing. You have to make that play. If you can't make that play, you can't win a championship. You need to make those level plays to win a championship. If that's going to stop you, then it's a mess. And I already know it's a mess, but it's a real mess. This guy has 40-plus errors in an era, by the way, where they barely even count errors. I was surprised they even put that on the score sheet as an error. No, in this crap league right now, he should have about 80 errors since signing with the Philadelphia Phillies. But why? Why can't I rely on someone like Trey taking over when you lose such an important piece, when your most valuable weapon is out due to injury, when nobody stepped up for the man? How come? How come it is so flat and no one besides Kyle decides to show up to play or at least execute at a high enough clip? You know, your trying's all great. Whoop-de-damn-do. Getting paid a lot of money. I need you to actually execute. And nobody's there.